Good morning from Lisbon. We had a little bit of a rough start. Lisbon is definitely a warmer city, a much hillier city, and so it made it for a less welcoming start. But we're starting our day today with a walking tour to get situated with the city.
I am made to be free.
So we're about halfway, I think, through the walking tour. These walking tours in Portugal always have a break at a place where you can get the Portuguese tarts. So there's always a snack and a bathroom for you, which is nice. This place apparently won the best Portuguese tart in 2019. It was very good. A little bit different from the last one I tried. But yeah, so we're just having a break and continuing on.
We just concluded our the free walking tours, which it was fantastic. It was really good. It always just like helps when the person doing it like enjoys doing it. They seem like they enjoy doing it. And so now we're just gonna go find some lunch. Classic lunch, get some baifanas. And then I kind of don't know. It's hot today. We looked at the weather and it said like 20 degrees. They're filthy liars. We are just in sort of off the square with the fountains at this like little touristy little spot where we get some lunch, some baifanas. Our hostel isn't really that comfortable during the day because it's too bloody hot. And none of the AC works, so we're gonna try to probably spend as much time as we can outside while we're here. And following lunch, we head back out into the world. A little excitement, some good like passed out. And the waitress panicked and ran off into the sunset. Just a random side note is something that's really stood out to me about Lisbon versus Porto is it's dirty here, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of garbage.
Oh my God, there's garbage everywhere.
We found refuge in the bank museum. So to get out of the sun and heat, we came into the Bank Museum, which is free. And we don't really care too much about coins and stuff, but honestly, it's a really nice museum if you are interested in this kind of thing. So
It's been really nice to cool down a little bit. The plan right now is go get some dinner and go back to our hopefully not so hot hostel. We just found a nice restaurant in this alley. Seems like it's actually gonna be really good. Like maybe one of our like go-to here.
good morning from Lisbon, day 2. Today we walked all the way up to the top of this hill to the castle. We were down there yesterday.
San Francisco. So we just found this nice, look at this, these seats that we found. Here on the edge, just because we are going very slow today. It was too high yesterday, so we're spending all day kind of up here hanging around, just treating it kind of like a park.
Another thing in the castle is that there's peacocks everywhere.
I think the castle was active during a period of time when Portugal had like small colonies or like trading relationships with India.
Yeah.
And so I mean, obviously I don't think that these are descended from those, but I think it's like a homage to.
Right.
That's my guess.
Yeah, that's good guess. Oh, why are you coming towards me?
Very nice bird.
It's beautiful. We found little baby peacocks. We're at the top of one of the towers. This is so neat. Our tour guide was right. There's no like interior castle, but you can walk around.
Like inside of the walls, there's no structure that somebody would live in.
Yeah, but exploring the walls and stuff is still really cool. And again, there's such amazing views of the city. Look at that. Ah, cool. I am so obsessed with these peacocks that are everywhere. Showing off his feathers.
Ooh. So ends our time here at St. George's Castle. It's been really nice. A marked difference from yesterday. It's been cool and the sun. It's been cool and breezy, and we like really haven't sweat today. Totally different than yesterday. We're both feeling fresh and happy, but we have to leave. They're not closing, we're just hungry. We're gonna go get something to eat and then go back for a little bit of a siesta today and maybe do a little bit of work so that you animals get the videos you crave so desperately. And then we'll go back out for dinner. And that'll wrap day 2, full day 2 in Lisbon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wow, Stacy, what an exciting day we had yesterday. I can't believe all that crazy stuff happened. But those wild stories are for another video. You rejoin us now. Day 4, our final day in Lisbon, our final day in Portugal before we head off to Spain. And we're headed to, via the tram, which I think I see straight up here, probably leaving, is right off to Belem, the place where the custard pastries were invented. There's Stacy getting ready. Anyways, this thing is clean, and if I wasn't hot, it would be comfortable. We sat right up front, nerds at the front of the bus. We got off the tram now in Belem. Kind of a neat looking area, but we went one stop too far, so now we gotta walk back in. But it was a very pleasant ride.
Yeah, lots of things to see.
Yeah, and right from the historic center, Euro 70 to come in. Very easy, Euro 70 to go back, because we've got those like cards. And this is what we're doing today. We're just gonna kind of walk around. There's a whole bunch of monuments and parks, and there's a tower to see, but it's closed today, and so we'll see it.
So we made it to the famous Belem Tower. It's Monday today, so it's closed. There's still lots of people here, but I think it's less busy because no one can go inside. But it's pretty cool.
Oh, there you go. Look, thanks, Stacy. Show us what we got. No, so this is what the tower, I think, is. This is what we'd see if we could go in it. Nice little model. 2 nice models. Look at that one. It's from the Portuguese Renaissance. Obviously, you can tell by the style, including the Moorish like turrets on each corner. Come on, Stace. Anyways, we didn't know anything about it. There's no information absolutely anywhere. So instead, we are going to be your tour guides. We're going to tell you all about it and everything you would possibly want to know. It's from the Portuguese Renaissance. Obviously, didn't need to tell you that. But it was a point of embarkation and disembarkation for sailors going off in the age of Portuguese exploration and trade. as the Portuguese were setting up their empire around the world. There you go. Everything you need to know. It's a symbolic entry to the town of Lisbon. But yeah, so that's the Tower of Belem.
This is the Monument of Discovery. It was built in 1939, I believe. It represents the age of discovery for Portugal as the Portuguese were off exploring India and the Orient and all that. It's very grand. It's very nice. We're gonna get closer.
Great tour guiding, Stace.
Thank you. Look, they're like sails. Wow.
We're here at the Geronimo Monastery. We have a question, and maybe somebody can help us in the comments. Why does Lisbon just randomly smell like sewer? Do they use gray water for their fountain? I don't understand. We're just walking through Lisbon and all of a sudden it smells like a sewer. I don't understand. Why? I don't understand. So if you do know why Lisbon smells like literal sewer water, you can tell us.
Okay, now it's time for the story of the Pasteis de Belem. So,
With historian Stacy.
So the nuns of the Geronimos Monastery, they created this tart as a pastime. They enjoyed it themselves, but then once they lost funding from the government, they needed a way to make an income. So they started selling these tarts, and they became a huge hit. But only 5 people apparently know the original recipe of these tarts. So all the Portuguese tarts that you get anywhere else, and that's why they're called pastel de nata, is an interpretation. It's not made from the actual original recipe. So in Belem is the only place you can try the original tarts. So we were seated very quickly. I think it's because it's Monday though, and so the Tower of Belem and the monastery are closed today. So I think there's less people around generally. But they have quite the system. There's like security, like shuffling you around. Yeah, there's like a bouncer to get in here. So let's have lunch. Look at this feast. We both got 2 coffees, ham sandwich. I got the ham and cheese toasty, and then our 4 tarts.
Before I came to Portugal, I had these once before, twice before, maybe just very, very rarely, very occasionally, and I hated them. Over the course of the last week, though, I have grown quite fond of them, and I'm gonna be really sad to not have them anymore.
They're so good.
So here's to falling in love with things you thought you didn't like once.
They're much crispier on the
They're very good. They're properly
underside and edges.
They're properly very good. But I think the quality is better here. And that's what the difference is. This quality here is much better.
We have finished lunch. It was very good. The Pasteis de Belem are not, they're obviously not like significantly different than Pasteis de nata. I can't say it. But I think they, like, the shell seemed the most different to me. Like, it was much crispier.
Tasted the exact same, except it felt like that was better quality.
Yeah, maybe it was more of a quality thing. But yeah, super good though.
Very good.
Worth the little trip out here.
That's essentially why we came out to Belem, really. Like, there's a tower, but well,
No,
look
we
at the
came
tower.
from
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Lunch was also quite reasonable. Like, even though that place is so popular and busy, the prices were very cheap. It cost us about €8 per person. Yeah, very reasonable lunch as well.
And so that ends our time here in Lisbon and in Portugal as a whole. We spent about a week here in Portugal. We started in Porto and then we came down to Lisbon, but we're done now. Portugal's Stacey had never been. I kind of didn't know what to expect. I really enjoyed Portugal. I thought it was really good. I thought it was very pretty. I thought Lisbon stinks like garbage or sewer water.
Unfortunately.
And is dirty. And we prefer Porto. But in general, Portuguese food has been good. Portuguese prices have just been very reasonable, but we are carrying on now. Tomorrow we head out early in the morning on our way to España. We're going to Madrid.